Advocacy Recovery Media is dedicated to carrying the message of addiction recovery through music, news, events, and festivals taking place within and not limited to the clean and sober community.
Hey, good morning, John Hollis. Waking Up Blessed. If you're listening right now, you're listening to the Waking Up Blessed radio show, and it is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9:30. The goal is to start the day with some inspiration and some hope, and we do it through, of course, personal stories of inspiration, experience, strength, and hope, and a message of how we can help our community today, or a message of how our personal recoveries work on a daily basis and how we start a day blessed. It could be health and wellness issues. The show is geared to give lots of information, and we are here to be able to offer that hope, man. That's what it's all about, and we thank our friends over at Sober Map for making it possible. Go to the App Store or the Google Play Store, and you can pick up Sober Map, and you can, through that app, get all of your information for 12-step meetings and all types of other recovery-based information. So Sober Map, download the app, and I want to thank our media sponsors. Of course, we have media sponsors that take care of the day-to-day operations, and Amethyst Recovery, The Shores, and Hope and Grace Recovery Center, and, of course, Clearbrook Treatment Centers. And we thank those guys for helping us with the day-to-day operations. And we have a great show in store for you today. The thought for today, we start with our thought for today. And when arguing with fools, don't answer their foolish arguments, or you will become as foolish as they are. It's funny. Of course, anybody that's on social media knows that you have trolls that come by every day, or people that want to argue about everything. So I've always found, and I was told a long time ago, just take the high road, keep moving on, don't even answer. And when you do that, you give nobody the energy to continue their venomous spew. So for me, it's also about, I don't have to be in that position either where I have to argue either. Because anytime I start arguing and I want to tell you my point and argue my point, it's pointless. Because in the end, I believe that all of those things work themselves out and come out in the end. So you don't really have to go out there and pitch your own argument. They all come out in the end. I was told a long time ago by somebody else that what goes into the rinse, or what goes into the wash, comes out in the rinse. So I've always found that if you just leave things alone and you move forward, they work themselves out exactly the way they're supposed to be. So it's a blessing any day that I wake up above dirt, and I'm glad to be here with you this morning. One of the things that has been in the news recently is the whole SAMHSA thing and the whole Donald Trump thing, talking about how he wants to put out TV commercials, which I've actually seen start running, in regards to the current heroin epidemic. And I think that it isn't the old Nancy Reagan slogan, just say no. This is awareness and prevention. And I think every part of it needs to work together. May it be treatment, may it be, the legal aspect of it, as far as, what people need to be incarcerated for and what they don't need to be incarcerated for. But I think most importantly, the message has to get out there. And, I get on the, TV at night, and I see 140 commercials every night for American addiction centers, or this treatment center, or that treatment center, or this treatment center. And something, you're calling up and you're calling a treatment center. But the awareness aspect of it and where you can really find help and what's going on, I think that needs to go out there because people aren't aware of it. If we're making people aware of what's going on, then maybe they have a shot at saying, oh, wow, maybe there is something wrong with Johnny or Susie, So that being said, SAMHSA came down to Rockers in Recovery, one of our festivals back in 2015. Tom Cordero, who was part of the White House at that time, he came down and emceed one of our festivals. Him and a guy named Rob Vincent and a bunch of other people that are all part of SAMHSA and were part of SAMHSA at that point came down, and they literally, understood that they started to put the component of music and all of that. Tom Cordero even said that it was the first time he had ever seen, music and recovery coming together in a way like Rockers in Recovery was doing, and he had never seen it before. So what they did was they ended up going back to Washington. They put on a huge concert in Washington, but most importantly, they started to use different folks in the music community to build on the message of mental health and addiction. One of the guys that is a great guy, his name is Lou Esposito. He's from the Capris. He's played with Joe Walsh. He's played with a score of other folks, and he put together an EP for the government, and it is called Stronger Together and In Your Eyes. These are just 2 songs, and he's put together some other things that are out there today. And Lou is a great guy. I spoke with him the other night, and we spoke in depth for almost an hour in regards to being able to take music and make people aware, and that concept of coming out and putting commercials out there and using rock and roll figures or using skateboarders or using somebody with a high profile to be able to say, hey, listen, this is what's going on. This is how you can get help. That's, I think, a huge thing. So that being said, this morning I had captured an old interview that we did about 6 months ago with Lou, and he talks about how he created his songs and the songs that SAMHSA is now using and putting out there, and it's kind of a cool thing. So just to be a part of that, and the hope for me is that I'm so grateful that we have been able to provide the touching stones of many things that are going on now in the music and recovery component that's happening, from, Tom and those guys from SAMHSA coming down in 2015 to where it's rolled out today. They were able to meet Lou. They were able to put this thing together. It was just really kind of a cool thing to see how the whole thing unfolded. So we're very blessed that we have been able to carry that message forward, where we've been able to connect people, where they've been able to go out and do more things, work with other people, and get their message out. May it be like, Michael DeLeon and Road to Recovery and meeting Stacey Hampton to, there's so many different variations that happen. And when you look back over the years and you start to see all of the veins that came out of it and all the people that were helped, it's amazing and it's a blessing. And I'm waking up blessed this morning, and I realize today that what you do today might not necessarily be what you think it is. It could turn into something entirely different way down the road that's helped scores of other people. So the message that you're putting out today might not resonate today. But let me tell you something. 4 years, 3 years, 5 years down the road, it's going to be something entirely different, because you're going to find out that you've helped, looking back, scores of people with the message, the original message. So, I needed to see that over the weekend, talking with Lou, looking at things that we've been doing and over the years, and just, being grateful that God has given us an opportunity to carry a message like this morning. If you're out there and you're struggling and you need help, and there are so many different organizations out there. There's Music Cares, there's SAMHSA, there are scores of organizations out there that will help you. Smart Recovery, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous. There is private treatment. There's scores of private treatment out there, and you can utilize a lot of that stuff. But in a lot of cases, some people don't even know where to begin. If you'd like, you can go to rockersandrecovery.com. You can click on the media partners, and there's a whole list of nonprofits and Music Cares and SAMHSA and all of the things that I just mentioned, along with some private treatment there. So, and we have a state-by-state map, so you're more than welcome to go there and check that out. But the theme of the show this morning is what we do today and how we pass it on today might not necessarily be seen today, but 3, 4, 5 years down the road, what you've created in the vein you've created could help scores of other people. So, by the grace of God, one day at a time, just keep moving forward with each day's message. And that's our story for today. I want to bring this clip on from Lou, and you can listen to what Lou did and how he came up with the songs and the inspiration behind them and working with SAMHSA and the whole 9 yards. So you guys hang out, listen to Lou's interview with me, and we'll go from there when we come back. Rockers in Recovery, thanks for tuning in this afternoon. We've had a heck of a day going on around here. We've had two great interviews so far today. We had Peter Keys on this morning at 11 a.m. We had Lyle on at 1 p.m., and it was 2 great interviews. And we have a third one. We have a Blast from the Past coming on, Lou Esposito of the Capris, and he will be talking about some of his new endeavors and things that he's doing. Lou, of course, is a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member, singer-songwriter, and he will be talking about 2 of his latest songs, Stronger Together and In Your Eyes. Lou has been, in the music business for pretty long stretch, and he's going to tell you all about it. Let's bring him on so we can hear more about his new music and where he's been and what he's been doing. Lou, welcome to the show.
John, how are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, man. So how you been, Lou?
I've been okay, John. I've been busy as usual. Had my fingers in a little bit of everything. Capri's still doing a lot of concerts for major promoters, and been writing, been recording, just, trying to stay above ground,
I understand that you opened up a new publishing company, too.
Yeah, I did. I opened up a publishing company a few days ago. As it turns out, and I know you know about this, the record business is pretty much dismal, and everybody is going independent these days, and so you pretty much have to support yourself, and that includes publishing, things like that. So you have to sort of self-promote yourself in every aspect of it.
What do you find as far as the music business compared to now, with the digital age compared to years ago? It's like night and day, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's like night and day. I mean, years ago, you brought music to record companies. You saw an A&R man, and if they were interested in you, they would give you a budget for the year, a nice lump of change, and if you did the right thing, you got one the following year. They stayed with you, and you had a shot. The digital age, you put things on Amazon and iTunes and everywhere else, and It doesn't accumulate to much, but it's pretty much what everyone has to do. The record business, like I said, is pretty much gone. It's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, over the years, you definitely, you've seen the difference in the mid-'90s when they started to, outright just give away music for free on certain, online organizations. All the way up into the 2000s until, I think it really took a turn where people started saying, wait a minute, our dividend checks, our royalty checks are decreasing and nothing's happening on the other end. And
yeah, exactly.
I think that really took...
That was pretty much when Napster happened. And you're right. Everybody was, why am I going out to buy this when I can just download it for free? And I remember around that time I got a royalty check. I couldn't believe it, for 47 cents, I think, And,
wow.
Yeah, 40 cents. I couldn't even buy coffee with the damn thing, like if the stamp was worth more. But, it's just the sign of the times. And as much as you'd like to think that, well, maybe it'll turn around, I don't know what's going to make it turn around. I don't know. I mean, you're in this business, and I'm sure you see a lot of the same thing.
Listen,
how are you,
one
by
of the things...
way? I don't forget about all this formal talk. How are you doing, and how's that Cuban restaurant? I want to go back there.
The Cuban restaurant's doing good. I'm doing good, and I frequent it often.
Good. Okay. All right.
One of the things that, it's funny, man, because as we're talking about this, and I've thought to myself over the years, different people that we've worked with, yourself and other people, other folks, Mark Stein, other folks that have been a part of Rockers in Recovery, even guys today, Jam Alker, and so many other cats that are involved. One of the things that we try to do with everybody is, promote what they're doing and get it out there for them. They come and they do some shows and they do things with us and blah, blah, blah. But it's important for us to be able to get the music out to other people so they can hear it. And, like when we did your post last night, the first thing we did was we put in there where they could get the music on Amazon. And I think one of the things that has not happened over the years is just that. You'll go to, an interview, you'll go somewhere, and, they'll do an interview. They're starting to do it now, but for years you wouldn't even see anything in there where you can get the music. So I think that's going to help. I think that will strengthen it, and, over time, as long as you're not giving it where somebody can take it offline, because people can take it offline too. With the technology today, you put a song in, they can clip the song right out of your interview. So there's a lot of different things that are going on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you go to YouTube, which is pretty much free to everyone, and the music's there, so they could sort of rip it. But I appreciate what you did as far as putting it up in iTunes and Amazon. Yeah, it's all available there. But it's a tough go, John. You have to do it because you love it and because you're being honest with yourself. You have a story to tell, and you do it the best way you can. And if you can somehow survive off of it, which is a long shot, well, then, you're okay.
Now, when you look back, because your music career started many, many years ago, and as not to offend you, Lou, but it started many years ago, and you're with the Capris. You've done a lot of different things. You've been with Chuck Berry. You were with Bo Diddley. You've done a lot of different stuff over the years. Who was your favorite people to perform with?
My favorite performer of all time. What are you talking about, to play with, or just someone I met that I liked? There's a difference here.
Somebody that you played with.
Oh, I guess Chuck Berry was sort of the biggest kick because, I was aware the whole time that I was with the guy that pretty much started that rock progression, that he was it. And he could be a little difficult, but, we worked it out. And so, every minute I was on stage with him, I was aware that I was with history. and the legend. Not the legend.
Yeah. Yeah, lost recently too. Great artist. Lost recently. A couple of weeks ago he passed away.
Yeah.
The other thing is too is that you've done a lot of you give your time and you go and you do a lot of benefit stuff too. And people aren't aware of what has to go into that. We are, because we know the deal, but there's a lot of people that don't understand. When you're going out and you're putting your time out and you're making a statement, you're doing it from your heart, but it takes a lot. Through that, I have seen over the years with you, one of the things that you did was you're not in recovery, but you're a supporter of recovery. And one of the things that I seen was how you start to adapt to the situation, and you started to see your own issues with friends and loved ones and people that were affected by the disease of addiction. In Your Eyes and Stronger Together. Let's start with In Your Eyes. What is that about?
I had 4 friends that overdosed back in the late 60s, I guess, and 2 of them in particular I was very close with. And one of them, the first verse of the song deals with a 5-minute episode I had with him, called over to him. I was across the street from him, and he looked at me and his eyes were dead. And he was walking away from me to avoid me. His mother came to the door crying, and I knew he was gone. And I was trying to help this kid as much as I could, and it was just useless. I couldn't do anything. Verse 2 of the song was another close friend of mine, and we used to ride bikes together, play stickball together, do all these things together. And through his addiction, one day he didn't want to play anymore, and so I saw him go downhill. And I was lucky to always have been aware of what was going on around me and keeping away from it, But I was always sensitive to the part of I'm losing friends here. And verse 3 of that song pretty much is about, it doesn't discriminate. You can be rich, you can be poor, you can be old, young, you can be okay, tomorrow you're not okay. So anybody's susceptible to drug addiction. And you just pretty much have to be there for them, which brings you to the song Stronger Together.
Great stuff. And tell us a little bit about that.
Stronger Together, I was approached by the government, and I was asked if I could write a song about the value of communicating with family, friends, using the word community in it as a community of people that you know, rather than you thinking you're on your own and thinking about going into drugs or drinking and not feeling alone. So just talk to people around you. I've done that in my life too, where I thought, they're not going to be able to help me. And then you talk and you say, well, yeah, they did, and you didn't expect it. So that's pretty much what Stronger Together was about. Before you think you're alone and you take that dive into the dark side, just talk to friends, family, and things like that. And that's what Stronger Together was. You can be strong as one, but you can be stronger together,
Great stuff. And this is just some of the stuff that you've written lately. What's on the agenda for your future here, though? What are you looking to do? I know you got the new company you're opening. You got some other things you're doing. What's the overall game plan for you?
I'm pretty much in one of those mushy soft modes. I'm writing like sort of love songs. I still do the. I'm still interested in doing the recovery thing, but with the writer, you never know what direction you're going to go in, So right now I'm just feeling sensitive to issues of the heart, And so that's what I'm doing. I'm writing some songs like that and see where it takes me. It sort of guides you,
did you find that it's funny that you're saying that? Do you kind of get that from the Capris too? Because that's kind of like that whole Capri thing too. A lot of that ballads and love songs and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's probably it. Because I share my time with myself and the Capris. So when I'm with the Capris, if I play with them enough, I get into that love mode. That must be it. That could be it.
Well, listen, Lou, I'm really, really glad that you came on today, and we appreciate, what you've done for the recovery community and working along with the government, SAMHSA, and other organizations to be able to help people and pay it forward and to be able to, get your words on paper that can maybe help heal somebody else down the road. So we are totally, totally grateful that you came on today to talk about what you're doing and how you're doing it. And you can check out, of course, Stronger Together and In Your Eyes on Amazon Music and iTunes. And, of course, any other things that you need to find out, you can actually go to, on Facebook, Lou Esposito / The Capris. And all right, guys, what a great interview. What a great guy, Lou Esposito. You can find him at Lou Esposito on Facebook. You can also go to Facebook, Lou Esposito, The Capris. I want to thank everybody for tuning in this morning. Listen, I don't care where you come from. If you're in recovery or not in recovery, everybody has a role today if they choose to, be a part of the, message of hope that's going out. May it be a guy like Lou who isn't in recovery to, a person like, Jam, great musician, or Stacy Hampton, great musician. There's lots of them out there, man, that are, putting into the recovery community from their own recovery point of view. But this is a whole, and I believe that everything works as a whole. So what we do today and the message that we put out today is going to be the message that resonates 4 or 5 years down the road. So by the grace of God, we're here today and we're clean and sober, waking up blessed. Mad, glad, or sad, don't pick up the first one. And if you're a family member, there is hope. And once you start getting that hope, you can start transmitting it back to other people. It's a beautiful day. Thanks for everybody tuning in, being a part of course, Waking Up Blessed. John Hollis. Thank you to Sober Map. Go to the App Store. Go to the Google Play Store. Download it. Sober Map. Those guys make this show possible. Thank you. All right, guys.
Rockers in Recovery Radio is based on opinion only and is not meant to treat or diagnose any health or mental health issue of any kind. If you feel you need help for any health-related issues, please contact a physician or mental health professional. The opinions expressed by our guests are not necessarily those of Rockers in Recovery.
Who you need to change, you're coming so Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.